Welcome to this video, friends. In this video I'm going to demonstrate you about how to host a static website on Amazon S3 and the usage of a CloudFront. So let's start with understanding the S3, how to host a static website on S3. So for that I'll create a bucket. I'll call it as my static site, which is created on 24/07, and I will host it in North Virginia, and I'll say create. Yeah, there we go. The bucket has been created, my static site 24/07, and I go inside. So I'll upload a file, the file which is basically an HTML file. I already have a simple HTML file which is called as index.html, which has a very simple welcome to CloudFront demo as a text. So I'll choose this particular file and I'll say upload. So the file has been uploaded. Now to make this particular file visible to the entire world in terms of the static website, what I had to do is I had to change the permission of the bucket and make it as a publicly visible bucket or publicly visible files. So for that, the first thing that I should do is I should go to permissions and I should unblock the blocked public access. So by default, any bucket is private in nature. AWS does not allow you to make it as public. So we have to unblock it. So for that, I'll come to permissions, block public access, and I'll say edit, and I will unblock it and I'll say save. Then it will ask me to confirm. I'm confirming it, and there you go. Then the second step is I'll go to the access control list, and in the access control list there's a public access. I'll just choose on this and I'll make it as read bucket permissions. I'm allowing everyone to read the permissions of this particular bucket. Then now it says this bucket has a public access now, right? It's showing it as public as well. Now I will go to the overview of it. I will make this file as index.html. So index.html, I'll make this file as public, make public, and I'll say make public. Now if I go to the URL of this particular file, if I say right click and open it in new tab, I'll be able to see the contents of this particular file. What I can also do is I can go to the properties of the bucket. I can go to static website hosting, and I can make this one as use this bucket to host a website, and I'll choose index.html as the starting file, and I'll say save. So this will give me an URL which I can use it as my static website contents. Welcome to CloudFront demo. Now what is happening? So this particular URL, with the help of Route 53, I can also map it to a a domain name that is worldwide accepted, that you might have purchased with any of the service provider, including AWS, GoDaddy, or any service provider that is globally available. Now if I had to explain this particular concept on a pictorial way, so we have this particular bucket hosted on one of the region of an AWS. Now this particular static website, whoever has that URL can be accessed from anywhere from this particular group, right? If there are users from Japan or China, they can access the same URL. If there are users for this particular website from US, they can access it from their if the users are from Australia, they can access it. It means all the way whenever the user is accessing that page is coming from, all the way is served from the location in which the web page is hosted, right? Now this is one of the challenge. The second challenge is any content. You must have seen in the configuration that any content that I want to make it part of the website, I have to make the entire bucket as well as the content as public. I do not have a control of making something as a private and still distributing it as part of my website. So this is one of the challenge. Okay, so there are two challenges that we are talking here. First challenge is any user who wants to access across globe his request has to travel through all the way to the source of that particular bucket, to the region where that bucket is hosted, and return that. So few people who are away, networkly away from this particular bucket, then they obviously get a slowness. They are obviously feel the slowness in accessing that particular site. And second thing is any content that I want to make it visible to all the users, I have to make it as a public. So is there a better way that will help me to protect my data by making it as a private and not making it as a public? And is there a better way wherein I can publish this particular data to the users from their nearest location? Yes, the answer for that is called as CloudFront. So if I go next, so you look at it, though my website is hosted in one of the region, for this example I had taken India as a region. Though my website is hosted in one of the region, what I can do is I can use the edge locations of AWS, and I can cache, I can publish our websites to these edge locations. Now if the US person is trying to access the website, he will access it from a local edge location, and his request does not travel all the way till India, and will be served. And if there is a person from South America, if he is trying to access, then he will be accessed from the nearest edge location, and vice versa, and the same to the other regions as well, right? Now let's see how do we configure it. Okay, and the very important feature of this is I need not to make all my contents of the bucket public so that I can distribute to these edge locations using CloudFront. Okay, so let's see that. Okay, so I'll go back to AWS console and let's try to have another bucket, and wherein I will host some private website. So I'll go to create bucket, and this time I will call it as my private website created on 24/07. I'm just adding this date because I just want to find out, I'm just trying to find out the very unique name for our bucket, as the bucket name has to be unique across AWS, right? So I'll say 24/07 and I'll say create, and hopefully this particular name is available. Yes, it is available and my bucket is created. So my private website 24/07, the initially that we created was my static site, and as you can see it is a public in nature, right? To the same private website I'll click and I will upload the index.html that we have created. Now index.html, I'll open it and I will upload. Now if I go to index.html and if I try to access this particular URL, I will get an error message because this particular bucket is not publicly accessible. So if I go to permissions of it, you can see that it is blocked all the public access. This bucket doesn't have anything. So by making a bucket private and by making all the contents of that particular bucket private, I am ensuring that no unauthorized access will be made to this particular bucket. But however, this is my website. I still want to publish this to the I want to publish to the public, right? I really want the users from across globe access this. At the same time, I do not want to make it as public and give a way for an unauthorized access for the users to come and access it. Okay, as I said, CloudFront is the answer to protect this particular data as well as distribute this data to the nearest locations of the users. So for that, what I will do is I have opened another tab, okay, the same services tab, and I will go to a service called as CloudFront. Yeah, and CloudFront, with the CloudFront, what we are doing, so if I just have to go back here, with the CloudFront, what we are doing, this is the bucket that we have created. In this bucket we have index.html. Now this particular bucket is private in nature. Though it is private in nature, we still want to distribute to the edge locations, and we still want to have our own website up and running, right? I'll say create distribution. CloudFront supports two kinds of distribution. One is called as the web distribution and one is called as an RTMP distribution. So web, currently, since we are talking about a web hosting, we'll go ahead with the web distribution. And it will ask you for the original domain name. Okay, so CloudFront does not publish its own contents, so you have to refer to a content which is readily available, which is called as an original, right? So if I click here, it will list out all the buckets that I have in my account. So I will choose my private website here, right? And then original path, if you have any content somewhere in one of the folder, then you can specify the path. Since our index.html is already available in the root itself, I don't mention that. Then it has lot of settings. I won't go through all the settings. Let's go the important one. Then we have something called as the restrict bucket access. So this, I will say yes, I really want to restrict the access of this particular bucket. So basically I am telling that I do not want anyone else to access this particular bucket other than this CloudFront, other than the root and this particular CloudFront. Then there is something called as an origin access identity. Origin access identity means that it is going to create a permission to specify that only this CloudFront will have an access to the original contents. And then grant read permission. Yes, you also want this CloudFront to read the contents of that particular bucket. So basically we are providing that granting that particular permission for this CloudFront. So I will choose that, and then as we scroll down, we have all the default settings. Let's not change all of them. I will come to default root object. So this particular root object is the file that has to be referred as soon as we hit the URL. Okay, and in our case we have index.html. You probably may have 100 files, right? Out of 100 files, maybe the as soon as you hit the URL, you want to go to a particular file, right? So it is the root of that all the files is that that we need to mention here, and it's called as an index.html. In our case, it's index.html. Maybe you may be having a file called as main.html. You will have to refer to that, or maybe if it is a PHP file, you would like to call it as main.php, something like that, right? So these are the only settings that we do. So let me tell the settings again. We chose the bucket where our website is hosted, which is currently private in nature. We did not made anything as a public. And then original ID, it picked up by itself. We chose restrict bucket access. Yes, we have restricted the access to that bucket. Then we said original access identity. We said we provided the access with the original access identity, and then we granted a permission to that particular bucket to read the contents of it, right? And then finally we came down and we chose the default root object, which is index.html, which is chosen that, right? And then say create distribution, and now it is going to create the distribution for us, right? and if I just go to the distributions here, you can see that this is in progress. And there is another very important setting here which I forgot to mention. So once it is deployed, I will cover that. So let me just click here, and there is something called as a price class. This is another thing that you need to choose here. So when we talk about a price class, the price class is nothing but to how many edge locations this particular content to be published, right? And you have different price classes. So you have all edge locations, which is the default chosen. When you say all the edge locations, uh, the number of edge locations that AWS has, I think at this moment in time, AWS has around 76 edge locations. So it's going to distribute this content to all the 76 locations. The other option that you have is only US region, and the other one you have is the US, UK, and those regions. Okay, so depending on where your customers are located, where your users for the websites are located, you will have to choose that particular price class. Okay, even after creating this particular distribution, anytime you can come and edit this, and you can do that. So for example, I'll edit this and I will choose the distribution. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you have US only, Canada, Europe, then you have US, Canada, Europe, Asia, Middle East, and Africa, then all edge locations, right? So by default, all edge locations is chosen. So I can change it anytime. So let me choose US, Canada, Europe, Asia, and Middle East, and I'll say yes, edit. When I say yes, edit, then now it will reconsider publishing its contents to the respective edge locations. Now as it has to move the contents from this particular bucket to the different edge locations, depending on what pricing class that you have chosen, it is going to take some time, because it has to copy all the data to all the different edge locations, right? So it probably may take 5 to 10 minutes of time. So what I will do is I'll pause the video, and once it is in a deployed state, I will come back and I will explain you further. As you can see, friends, the status is deployed, and if I just click here, it will show me, all the settings of that. The important setting is domain name, right? Can you see here? CloudFront has given a different domain name. If I just have to pick this, and if I paste it on my browser, I'm going to get the contents of that particular website, right? So I just go back to my S3 bucket, and I will show you that this particular index.html that has been shown here as a website content still private in nature. So I just open it. You still have an access denied. The bucket is also not public in nature. Now if I go to the bucket, and if I go to the permissions of it, you can see that the bucket still doesn't have a public access. So my contents are well protected, as well as my website is up and running with the same content that is private in nature. At the same time, these contents are distributed to all the users from their nearest edge location, right? So these are the different advantages that CloudFront brings to users when they are using S3 as a static website hosting. Okay, hope you understood this particular concept, guys. So thanks for watching this video.